Dear Mom and Dad, in the 6th grade I was told by an older student I had to check out a site called Pornhub. In the 6th grade I thought sex was hugging and kissing, so you can imagine the shock when I clicked on the first video. I had no idea what to think, but something inside me liked it. This all started a deep fall into the dark world of porn. It seemed like every day I was logging on to watch a new video. By the time I started masturbating to it, I was addicted. At this point in my life, I had only kissed a girl, but now my sexual tastes were women in porn.
Innocent minds are corrupted with one simple misclick. People and children reeled into a porn trap like a fish on a hook. Without proper sex education, there are no warning signs for a child experiencing porn for the first time. It is almost expected today that young people will see porn. Without education, the impact can be devastating. Young men think abuse and rape are acceptable because they are acclimated to it in porn, and no one told them differently.
I started watching porn at the age of 10. I became interested in YouTube and for some reason the idea of punishment, and I saw things that fascinated my imagination. Now I understand why some parents took their kids' phones at night, but that wouldn't have helped. I was too young to be exploring the web at night and was not ready to be exposed to the things I would discover.
I first heard peers talk about porn when I was in elementary school, so by the time middle school came around, they just weren't talking about it. They were going home every day and watching porn. They would come to school the next day and talk about what they saw and sometimes even do a little show and tell on their phone. Nobody in these show and tell circles knew that in around 5 to 6 years their age group's numbers for erectile dysfunction would skyrocket, or that some people in that circle would grow up to be sexual abusers, even rapists.
In sophomore year, I had sex for the first time. I was extremely nervous about it. All I had done for the days leading up was watch porn as a teaching method for what I was going to do. I was nervous that I wasn't as big as the men in the porn or even close to as experienced. My first experience having sex was horrible. I thought to myself, why didn't she do what the girls in porn do? Why didn't I enjoy it as much as the guys in porn do? Needless to say, my entire experience was being graded against porn videos, which made me feel terrible about my sexual experience.
I needed to know that regularly watching porn kills self-confidence, libido, mental health, and body image.
Impacts on your brain that causes unhappiness, stress, addiction, the same way that alcohol and drugs do. I would be careful and aware of the consequences of porn. But because I was not, I went along in silence with guilt, wondering if I had something wrong with me, because I was not aware. I not only became addicted, but I became dependent on porn.
I struggled with this for over 4 years, not telling a soul. It took myself saying that I couldn't live like this anymore to stop.
I needed to know that the acts performed in porn are hardly realistic. For me, regularly watching porn felt like having a visor over my eyes that twisted and contorted all messages and stimuli into something sexual. It was the first time I felt addicted to something. It was all I ever thought about.
You make it seem like porn is normal or healthy, and everyone watches it. You fail to teach things like porn may cause young men to suffer erectile dysfunction at a young age, a psychological problem, not a circulational problem. You make women feel like objects in the bedrooms instead of humans who deserve the same pleasure as men. We have failed to properly communicate and educate about sex, consent, porn, and sexual desires because of your stigmas on sex.